Hey everybody, welcome to IncomeSmasher. This is Derek. Today we're going to review and compare SiteGround to Bluehost. So SiteGround is a hosting company and Bluehost is a hosting company. Both of these are very popular. A lot of people use them. I personally like SiteGround, but Bluehost is really good too. So I wanted to go through both of them, kind of share each one, the cost, good and bad about each, and then go through it with you. So let's get to it. So what I did is I took both SiteGround and Bluehost, put it on the screen, so I'm sharing both screens. So if you go to SiteGround and Bluehost, you can go in our description. I have a link to both if you wanted to go check them out or sign up for it for your website or blog. The other thing is I don't really care which one you use. I mean, I lean a little bit towards SiteGround, but Bluehost is really good too. So depending on your research and what you think and based on what we tell you, you might make a decision to go with Bluehost or you might make the decision to go with SiteGround. It is what it is. You know, you got to look at what you're doing with your website and which one best fits your budget and which best fit your needs for your website. And if you go with somebody else, it doesn't matter either. I mean, if you think some other hosting provider is better, you can go to it. But I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of beginners or sites that started or even sites that have been around for a while use one of these two providers. I mean, there's tons of hosting providers out there, but a lot of them use either Bluehost or SiteGround. So if you look here at SiteGround, trusted by over 2 million domains. So they have, their different programs here. Probably the most common is the managed WordPress hosting. It's pretty inexpensive. If you look, I think it's $6.99 if you pay it for 12 months in advance. So it ends up being like $83 for the year. If you're starting a business, starting a blog, and you know you're going to at least try to stick with it for a year, it's the best, cheapest way to do it. All these Bluehost, GoDaddy, everybody, really, there's not too many providers left that charge you monthly. It's now yearly. They charge you for a whole year. And that's the one way to get the cheapest discount. But if we go over, we hit get started, then we can look at the different plans they have. If we look here at Bluehost, shared web hosting. So most of these sites, when you get the cheaper end of the spectrum, it's shared hosting. So that means other sites are on the same server as you. And they give you a certain amount of bandwidth, so if you look at see features, you'll see what you get. For $6.99 a month, which is $83 a year, you'll get one website, 10 gigabits of data, 10,000 visits monthly. So now if you go to, let's say your website does really well and before the year is up, you're doing 20,000 visits monthly. I mean, at that point, you'd have to probably move to their next plan, Grow Big, which is 25,000 monthly visitors. But, if you're smaller, you don't really have to worry about that till later. These are all the different things you get from SiteGround, unmetered traffic. Everybody offers free WordPress installation. So now if you're migrating from another website, they give you this WordPress, migrator, so you can migrate your website from one hosting provider to another. So if you don't like the current hosting provider, you want to move to SiteGround, you can use that for free. Everybody gives free SSL, so I don't know why they mention it. I mean, almost all hosting providers now offer that for free. You used to have to pay. A year ago, 2 years ago, you used to have to pay for that, but not anymore. Most now offer it for free. They offer daily backup. I do like that. 30 days money back guarantee. So you can try it out. If you don't like it, you get your $83 back. So that is it. If you're a medium-sized business and you're looking to move and you don't like your current provider, just know you can go with the $9.99. Once again, to get the $9.99, you'll have to pay for a year. The normal price, I think, is this $24.99 if you try to go monthly, right? So cut your costs, over half and just pay for the year. It ends up being like $100 for the year. Anytime you're running a business and your service provider costs $100 for a year, come on. I mean, go buy a franchise or something and pay $100,000 or $1 million for a McDonald's franchise. $100 won't seem like much of nothing. So if we look at the plans over here now, the one thing good about Bluehost that's a little bit different than SiteGround is, same kind of things they offer, SSD storage. They offer 50 gigs. Their web space is 10 gigs. They offer one website, unmetered bandwidth, same thing here. Free SSL, I told you everybody offers that. Standard performance, one domain, 5 park domains, 25 subdomains. Okay. Now they're $2.95, which I think again is you have to pay in a year. So a little cheaper, right? $3 compared to $7, cheaper. So if you're really, really tight on budget, Bluehost is going to be the way to go. And like I said, you can look in our description. We have a link to both. So if you think Bluehost is something you want to go with, just go ahead and hit the link, go to it, sign up, and you'll be good. It goes through what all plans offer. Most of these beginner plans in these websites are similar. Besides the pricing, they're pretty similar. So, I like SiteGround a little bit more because uptime and customer service, I think a little bit better than Bluehost. But, is it worth $4 more a month? I don't know. So, a lot of people go with Bluehost. A lot of people go with SiteGround. I think it's preference and what you think. Now they have some other plans. They talk about shared hosting, what it is. Their team can build it for you. The way WordPress is set up, I would not have anybody build your website. Unless you just really don't know what you're doing. But I taught myself how to do it. You go out and get YouTube videos and watch our videos, and you'll see, doing the WordPress setup on the back end and getting everything set up is pretty straightforward. It's really not hard, especially with the templates nowadays. It's pretty easy. Okay. So it kind of goes through everything for you. All the plans include, if you look, they also have a $5.45. Once again, you got to pay yearly. Now this one gives you unlimited websites. So if you have 2 or 3 websites, that might be a really good deal for you, right? The $9.99 one offers you unlimited websites too over here at SiteGround. So once again, Bluehost is a little bit cheaper. Saves you still about $4, $3 and some cents. So yeah, $4.50 it looks like, or 54 cents. So like I said, if you're on a budget, maybe Bluehost might be the best one for you. All these sites, when you go in, they show you how to set up WordPress. They show you how to set everything up. If you have your domain with the site that you go with, so if you use SiteGround as your hosting and you use the domain on there, it's just easy to connect. If you use something like I do, NameCheap, and I connect my DNS with NameCheap to the hosting provider I use, it's still pretty straightforward. Tons of videos on how to do it. You can call in. SiteGround can help you do that, help you, show you how to do it. Bluehost, same thing, show you how to do it. A lot of times I used to use HostGator. I don't use them anymore. But I could just call in or I usually do chat. And then I start a chat, wait for them to come up. And then I'm like, hey, I'm having trouble with my hosting. I changed my HTTPS on my WordPress site, and now my WordPress doesn't come up. And they had to go into the back end, change it back to HTTP, and boom, my site came back up. So, these sites have 24-hour usually service to help you out. SiteGround, I heard, has really, really good customer service, and they've always treated me well. Bluehost, I've heard their customer service is pretty good. So like I said, it's preference. You get about the same things with each one. SiteGround, you're limited on monthly visits. It looks like over here, you aren't limited on monthly visits. So maybe that's another reason people pick Bluehost over SiteGround. But like I said, I have a SiteGround account, so that's just where I've been happy with them. So that's the two sites comparing each other. Pretty similar. Difference in cost. Customer service is pretty similar. So you got to just decide which one you're going to go with. You're not going to go wrong with either one. If after a while you don't like Bluehost and you want to move to SiteGround, it's pretty easy to move. SiteGround will help you move, or they've got the migrator that will help you. Bluehost, same thing. If you're at SiteGround, you want to move to Bluehost, they can help you out, give you directions, give you a step-by-step, or send you a link to where you can install a plugin and you can migrate your site from one host to the next. So everything's pretty automated, pretty straightforward. Just, follow the directions. But that is the review of SiteGround and Bluehost. Check it out in our description section for the links if you need to go there and check them out and pick one. If you can, just give us a quick like and share our content so other people can figure out, what's the best hosting provider for them, for their website or blog.